Jeff, the man, the myth, the legend of the Poke Capital. And today I had myself my third league challenge of the season, my third tournament of the season that wasn't a pre-release actually. I haven't played in a non-pre-release tournament since the weekend of Worlds, which I think was the first week of the current tournament season. Entered today with 20 league or 20 championship points. Just to rewind a little bit to kind of set the stage for you. As of yesterday, our puppy is having some bathroom issues. We'll just leave it at that. So my wife made a vet appointment for him, which was 9 a.m. today. And the league challenge was 10 a.m. So it's like, well, that'd be kind of close. I don't have a deck built, so I decided not to go. But then I found out that Dallas, of Dallas the Deal, fellow Toys MTM partner, you can check his channel out up over there in the iCard. Found out he was coming up for it, so it's like, well, I better go at least hang out. Ideally play. So about 11 p.m. last night, local time on Central Standard, just so you know. So that's the time basis I'm using. So 11 p.m. I asked a couple people from the network and stuff if anyone had a deck list I thought I could throw together and be semi-competent with. So I got my deck list from Kev's Bud, another Toys MTM partner. iCard up there. You can find his channel there as well. Without giving the whole deck list because it is their list, so I don't want to give it all out. And I might be using this again too, so I don't want to get the full list just yet. Either way, but in short, it was Man-Bats. Or Batman, whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. It's Crobat, it's Manectric, some other stuff, all that good stuff. So 9 a.m. was the vet appointment. And I took one car, me, my wife, and the dog, and we were at the vet until about 9:42 a.m. Now, the vet's about 5 to 10 minutes from my house. The league challenge is about 10 minutes from the vet and about 15 minutes from my house. So I knew I couldn't take my wife and dog home and then go to the league challenge from there and be on time. So my wife had to drop me off at the league challenge, leaving me with no vehicle, but got the hookup from Dallas. I knew I could get a ride from him, so it was all good. Although, jump ahead a little bit, I later realized that I had no keys for my house, so I had to then, while me and Dallas were getting lunch afterwards, had to call my parents. My mom didn't have a key to the house and probably can't even get to my house, but that's a whole nother story. And my dad was gone, but while on the phone, my dad thankfully got home, so he was able to then meet me at my house to let me in a few minutes after I got dropped off. So that all worked out, but I didn't realize I didn't have a way to get into my house until I was leaving the tournament. So but I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I just want to get that out of the way. So that's that. So again, I got the deck list at 11 o'clock p.m. last night. Threw a deck together, sleeved it, got to bed like 12:15. Didn't play test it or anything. Got some instructions from Kev's Bud of how to man it and stuff, but no play testing, no real life experience with it of any kind. I ended up getting to the tournament about 9:55. I knew it could be last minute, so I had Dallas fill a deck list for me in advance so I could walk in, get the list from him, hand it in, and pay my $5 and be good to go. So got there with a few minutes to spare, and I was good, and entered the tournament with zero experience with this deck. Have not played, even on PTCGO, any deck for a couple months at least. Haven't played a real-life game that wasn't a pre-release since the weekend of Worlds, so August. So I was going in kind of bare. So that's that. So anyways, round number 1, I faced a Vespiquen Vileplume deck. Game 1, I think my first or second turn. On their turn, they had played a level ball or something to get Vespiquen in hand, and they had 4 cards in hand. I ended up playing Judge, which got rid of their Vespiquen, and they never really got set up thereafter. So I got through that game pretty well. Game 2, better setup for them. They got a Vileplume up early game, so I couldn't do a lot of items after. I think turn 1 I was able to use items, and after that I think they got Vileplume out if I remember right. Just because I'm running late, I didn't get home until like 4 o'clock. I'm recording this now at like 4:57 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I get up, so I'll be kind of vague on the matches. Try to. We'll see. But yeah, game 2 was a little bit more evenly matched, better setup for my opponent and such, but I still went on to win that one. So I won that 2-0. I started at table 1, which that's a good omen, right? Especially if you win at table 1, round 1. But Anyways, so won that 2-0. Round number 2, I get demoted to table number 2, and I face a deck that is using Lucario EX, Hawlucha, and Landorus with Shout of Power. If you don't know, Manectric is weak to fighting. Most of their Pokemon, well, let's see. I think the Hawlucha is weak to Electric, and the Lucario is weak to Psychic. So in that match, Manectric, except maybe like 1 or 2 attacks kind of by force or whatever, I basically used Crobat the whole game. I think Wobbuffet had a timely attack somewhere in there, maybe. But Crobat did some major work. I think it was in game 1. At one point, I think, let's see, the Lucario EX has 180 HP. I think it had 2 energy on it. I could be confusing games, but bear with me. So he had 180 HP, 40 damage, with 140 left. Had a couple of energy cards, maybe a Muscle Bandit, I forget. But if I remember right, I had a Crobat active, and I had, and Dimension Valley, so free attack, and does 30. I believe I Lysander the Lucario active, attached a Muscle Band. No, there was no Lysander. Lucario was just active. So Crobat does 30, Muscle Band, so that's 50, and then I use my one and only copy of Giovanni's Scheme, I think via a Versus Seeker, which makes it do 70 damage. Actually, I'm confused there because the 70 damage I did was to knock out something that wasn't weak, I remember. But I did have a similar situation with the Lucario that I think had a Lysander involved in a Wobbuffet. I think that's where Wobbuffet came in. I think I Lancered the Lucario on the bench with a certain amount left. I think I had to drop a bat to sneaky bite some damage to do just enough or something. I don't know. There's a lot of math, and it's hard for me now to remember what math happened in what game of what match, but there was some crazy math going on, and it worked out, basically. So, game 1, I won with... game 1 took a decent amount of time. Maybe half the time, I don't know. About 20 minutes, we'll say. Game 2, I think I was up on prizes. I think I had 4 prizes left, and they had maybe 5 or 6. I can't remember for sure. But time was called on my turn, so 0, 1, 2, 3. On turn 2, so my final turn, I had 2 prizes left, and he had a Shaman EX on the bench. I was able to do a bite and skill dive and stuff, but I was 10 short. So if I was able to do 10 more damage, I would have won the match 2-0 in regulation. If I had one more turn, I would have done it anyway, but I was proud of myself to beat a fighting deck where my main attacker, Manectric, is weak to fighting, and to win basically 2-0. If I had one more turn or whatever, could have done 10 more damage to the Shaman, I would have won in regulation. But so round 2 on table 2, I won 2 games to none. And then round 3, I got demoted again to table 3. So round 1, table 1, round 2, table 2, round 3, table 3. Crazy, I know. I faced a blue golf ball, fellow YouTuber. You may know who that is. And he was running Yveltal EX, Zoroark with the Russian ability, and not bats. What the heck else was it? Shamans. That might be everything. So his Yveltal is weak to electric. His Zoroark is resistant to my bats. So that's the thing. Both of us, game 1, were playing slow, not by like choice, kind of by necessity, because we had so many scenarios. I know for me personally, look at my hands like, I want to play this card, but I want to hopefully draw into card B, but I can't get card B unless I play card A. But playing card A doesn't really do me a lot of good unless I can get and play card B. Just a lot of like, what do I do? And a lot of scenarios, a lot of math implications. Especially we got resistance and weakness and everything else going on. But game 1 took a while. Game 1, I think we finished with maybe 2 minutes left in the round. And unfortunately, I did lose game 1 to a blue golf ball. Did the best I could, but he had a timely Lysander to knock out a Zubat when I had a Golbat and Crobat in hand that I had just super scooped up and then dropped the Zubat. And my 4th Zubat was prized. The other one was already knocked out or discarded in some way. So I had no way to get more bats going unless I were to scoop up the Crobat and then slow evolve that one. So Normally, just Lysander out a Zubat, knock it out, doesn't feel like a big deal, but that was a pretty crucial point in that game. The most crucial off the top of my head that I can remember. Again, my memory, trying to remember every little thing that happens is difficult. I didn't like take any notes or anything, so this is all by pure memory at this point, and it was kind of a long day. But anyways, so he won game 1. Game 2, we're setting up. I mulligan once. I mulligan again. And then, as I'm drawing my final hand, time is called. And since I didn't have a basic yet, we hadn't officially started the round. That's it. Otherwise, it would have been, the 0, 1, 2, 3. I start with Manectric. He started with Shaman, so he is weak. But even if we were able to play on, I had no energy in hand. I played Sycamore, still no energy. And for me to have win, he would have had to knock out any of their Pokemon. I've had to attach energy turn 1, can't attack, and then turn 2, get another energy, and it would do 120 because of weakness to Shaman, and I would win. But I didn't have energy anyway. I'm not sure if he had any level balls or anything else to get other Pokemon. Odds are he did. I didn't really know. It was irrelevant, but so he won 1 game to none. Game 2 didn't actually start. So I am now 2-1 at this point. So I'll go on to round number 4. I get to mow it again to table number 5. So I finally ruined the streak of whatever round it is the table number I'm at, for better or for worse. And I'm facing another player who's got Manectric, but in his, with bats, he's got Articuno, the ancient trait one, and Glalie EX, which for 3 energy does 50, and if you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, does an extra 100, I think. Something like that. Trying to remember like specific details of the match, and I'm kind of fading. Like I can remember moments, but nothing good nothing good to describe to you. But I'm pretty sure it was game 1. I knew I had no muscle band on my Manectric EX by choice because I didn't need it, and I knew that would make him do more damage with his. So Manectric has 170 HP. I had 30 on mine, so I had 140 left. So if I had a muscle band on it, they could have done 120 to it and evolved a Zubat to Golbat, which had a Zubat in play, I believe, at this point, and got the knockout that way. But I knew I had no muscle band on me, so I knew for them to be able to knock me out, they would have to play a Head Rainer on my Manectric, which I didn't know, and I don't think they were using. I never saw one, at least. So I knew they had to drop another energy on him and play a Head Rainer on me to be able to knock me out. So I figured I was pretty safe, and it did all work out. To get my final knockout, though, I had 2 prizes left. He had Manectric EX, Mega Manectric on the bench with 90 on him, so he had 120 left. My previous turn, I had to evolve to a Golbat to do 20 to him before his Mega Manectric, so because I knew if he Mega Evolved, I would need to do 20 more first, so that he would be 120 away from being knocked out, and I could get the KO with my Manectric without having to rely on top decking a Muscle Band or getting into it. So, but then on his turn, before Mega Evolving, I think he played Judge. So I dropped down to 4 cards. I had Lysander in my hand at that point. It went bye-bye. But anyways, long story short, gets to be my turn. I'm able to like Ultra Ball and stuff. And ultimately, with 6 cards left in the deck, I have Shaman in my hand, and that's it. So I drop Shaman, set up for 6. I get the Lysander, bring out the Mega Manectric, 120, game over. Game 2, I don't think we finished game 2, but I think I was ahead anyway. I think. But long story short, I won round 4. So I'm at 3-1 at this point. And then going to final round 5, I faced a fairy deck that had Mewtwo with Mega Mewtwo Y in it. No Gardevoir, so Spritzy, Aromatisse, Xerneas. They had Zoroark in there and the Mewtwo. Game 1, I took out Spritzy really quick before I could evolve. They played another Spritzy. I took care of that very quick via, bats and skill dives. Get those out of the field so they can't move the energy around. And that set the course pretty well for me to run through game 1 pretty well. Game 2 was kind of miserable for me. I didn't get a supporter for like forever or a Shaman. For the first probably like 5-6 turns, at my highest setup point, I had a Manectric active with 1 energy attached. And on the bench, I had a Golbat and a Zubat. And in my hand, I had a Super Scoop Up. And then I drew a Versus Seeker. Nothing in the discard to get. And then I got, I don't know, maybe something else that was not going to do anything for me. Maybe another energy or something. I think I had another energy. So let's really evolve that. So, or play that. So at least I could do the second attack with Manectric, which again is Assault Laser. Had to check there, which can do 60, 120 if they have a tool. So they will do that. They did get Aromatisse out on the bench. I did manage to knock it out after they moved energy once, so it wasn't too big of a deal. And eventually then, I finally drew a Shaman. Used setup for 4, because I still had Super Scoop up in my hand, I think. I didn't want to use that, because I wanted to potentially use that on the Shaman, to possibly use it again. And one other card I couldn't get rid of or something. What was it? Might have been a Manectric or something? Or a Bat. No, it was a Versus Seeker. I think I set up for 5. I don't know. After I used setup, I had 6 cards in hand, because that's what I'm supposed to have. I had 2 Versus Seeker, 2 Manectric EX, and 2 Zubats. Basically a dead hand for the situation. Still no supporter. 2 Versus Seekers, but no way to get a supporter. I think the turn, or 2 turns after that, I finally top decked a Sycamore. I was able to do more things. But working to my benefit, they must have had a lot of Fairy Energy Prize, because they only got like 6 or 7 out. And then they used Geomancy, and they had none left. So that made my life a little bit easier, and I was able to ultimately take that match. Just a little bit more pain and suffering at the start, where I didn't have a supporter for forever. So I finished 4-1, and I think there was 24 Masters. I could be mistaken, but oh well. And this is 16 minutes. I try to keep it short, but I'm a rambler. What can I say? So anyways, so I go 4-1. And while I was playing my last match on table 4, so I played on table 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. So I played top 5 tables in 5 rounds. I thought that was kind of neat, but whatever. When I sat down for round 5, I saw 2 of my previous opponents, my round 2 and round 3 opponents, were on table 2 and 3. So they were each 3-1 as well. So I knew my tiebreakers had to be decent at least, but I didn't know until we saw how it shook out. And we recorded the ceremony, but just because I want to get this video up, I'm probably not going to post it. Maybe I'll post it in a separate video after this one. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably edit, crop it out a little bit, and it'll be like a 1-minute video then. So I'll post that later. But long story short, we got ourselves 3rd place. That probably doesn't look, I guess it does kind of focus. 3rd place, you can see right here. So we got 3rd place, 4-1. That is my 4th straight top 4 league challenge, dating back to last tournament season, where I got 1st place on League Challenge with Mega Gardevoir. And my only 2 League Challenges this year, I got 4th and 3rd at with Mega Gardevoir, the Weekend of Worlds in August, where Ancient Origins wasn't legal yet, and Standard was Next Destinies through Roaring Skies, I guess that would be. So, I've played 3 tournaments, all League Challenges. I got 3rd or 4th in each of them, so I have 30 points. Odds are Worlds doesn't happen for me this year. I still don't know if I'll be able to go to Nationals. If I had to guess at this point, I'd say I'm probably not going to Nationals, but I'm hoping something happens and I can get there, but we'll see what happens. But with that, got my participation pack and 1 pack for 3rd. So I'll open those up here for you. And let's see if we get anything extra good here as well. So code card. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 2. And by the way, I do this live on my live stream sometimes on twitch.tv/ThePokeCapital. Every time I get $5 in donations, it's cumulative, so if someone donates 3 and someone donates 2, for every $5 receiving donations, I open 1 booster pack of an XY era set live on the live stream. So just FYI. So I think one live stream I opened like 3 or 4 packs in one live stream. So one other reason you can check in, even if I'm not doing a Pokemon-based live stream, there might be some Pokemon openings thrown in, just so you know. So make sure you follow me, twitch.tv/ThePokeCapital. But anyways, we've got a Swablu, a Snover, Rufflet, Scatterbug, Catmia! Sorry if that was really loud. Bridget, Giovanni Scheme. That got me that awesome 70 hit point, or 70 damage knockout with a Crobat. Ursaring, that the reverse? No, it's not the reverse. This is the reverse. It's an Axew. My voice is kind of gone. My voice is probably off. And Chatot. That was my participation pack, because I remember the pack art. And this is the pack I got for 3rd place. So let's see if our hard work gave us any good quality pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back there. Okay. We've got a Hoothoot, a Cyndaquil, Spritzy, Remoraid, Axew. Different one than the reverse was, though. Spupa. Skyla. No, that's not the reverse. I keep picking a card early. Starmie. The reverse is a Judge, which, again, had some good playable, timely moments I played that card today. Just one in the deck. And a Lucha. So we don't get anything good in our packs, but we did get 3rd place and 10 more championship points. And despite the stress stuff, had a good time. Basically, other than the final round, all my matches went to time or very close to it. So the end of round 1 or late in round 1, my mouth was very dry and just bleh. But I had to pee as well. So I didn't want to get a drink, but I never had time to pee between rounds. So from late round 1 until after round 5, I didn't pee or drink. I was operating on a single cookie that I had for breakfast. So it was a long day in that aspect. But then me and Dallas headed to Culver's and got our fill there. So always a good day when you get some Culver's, if you ask me. I love me some Culver's. So that's all. And if, in case I don't upload it later, there was some smack talk in my ceremony thing, because tomorrow I face Dallas the Deal and the Milwaukee Meltanks in week number 4 of MLPB Season 2. Fun fact, the last time I saw him was at a league challenge here in Green Bay back in August, which was the day before I faced him week 1, Season 1 of MLPB. So both times I see him is the day before I battle him in MLPB. He beat me in Season 1. We'll see if we get revenge tomorrow. So come back tomorrow for my Season 2 Week 4 matchup against Dallas the Deal and the Milwaukee Meltanks. We're opening up Primal Clash. I'll tell you right now, my competitive pick is going to be Phoebus. Can we get 2 Phoebus 1 pack from Primal Clash for the first time ever within an MLPB battle, no less? You have to tune in to find out. So that's over today. Please subscribe, rock, smash that like button, visit our website, LeapOkCapital.com, where Breakpoint pre-orders for booster boxes, booster cases, and Elite Trainer boxes are up now. This will probably be a raw file upload. It's at 22 minutes, looks like. And like I said, I'll try to upload separately the ceremony. So check back later. There might be a short little bonus video later tonight. Eventually. It's 5:15. It's late. I'm going to shut up. Thanks for watching. Bye! Oh my god, I'm streaming. No! Hi, everybody. Who's watching me? Wow. I hit start streaming instead of start recording. I think I can still upload it to YouTube, though. We'll see what happens with that. Whoever's watching me, hi! See ya.